It's your boy Sis, you know what it is. Okay, so we gave it some time being off after we got the board, control board stuck in a reboot loop with that second board, and so went ahead and plugged it back in and turned it on without any hash boards hooked up to it. Got the control board to, recalibrate itself or whatever and get back to a functioning state. Instead of just hooking up the board that worked before, I wanted to see, because we got to troubleshoot, see what's working, what's not working. So what I did was I took the right plug that was going to the right board that we didn't have an issue with, and I plugged that into the left board. It seemed to continue to stay running. So either the plug, the actual ribbon itself, or the slot that the ribbon on the left side is going to is having an issue. Looks like that board is running fine right now. We're heading back down into the mine, and just gonna go take another look at it here. Oh, I was gonna grab my phone. Yeah, it's still running fine. I want to check on Mineable because it'll give me the readout for the miner hashing the pool before the dashboard actually times in on it. So when I grab that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just checking on it on Mineable. It hadn't quite timed in yet, and it's not actually reading yet on the dashboard, but we did get a good indication that the abnormal hash rate right there. Any minute now it should be coming up as reading here on the dashboard, and there it is. It's actually starting to hash. So that board's... What I'm going to do now is I want to take the ribbon and plug it into another spot on the control board to see if I can get both the boards hashing, because the control board is, I believe, I'm going to go ahead and look online real quick, but I believe that that particular KS1 board is the same that goes into a KS2, and I'll check for the boards for that too. So, because there's many different plugs on the control board for the ribbons, and it would be nice if that particular plug-in slot for the ribbon is dead or having issues, that there'll be another one on there that can do the job and get both boards hashing again. Okay, so right now we're just troubleshooting to see if the ribbon is in fact faulty. So we have the left ribbon in the right ribbon location. Testing right now. Something that I did notice is starting to fire up right now. We're waiting for the normal indicator to come on. Something that I did notice here is that the actual port that ribbon was connected into, I can see that the plastic sheath here is tilted a little bit. So I'm thinking that that connector itself is slightly tipped, and there's a possibility that because it's tipped on the board like that, the ribbon might not be able to plug into that connector all the way. So that could be another situation. It looks like it's in normal mode right now. We'll see here in a little bit if it continues to hold up, and that'll be a good test for that ribbon to see what's going on. I'm also dropped a couple questions in the Caspa Discord to see if in fact I can plug in the ribbon into one of these other ports here, because there's multiple ports there to choose from that the ribbon can fit into. Of course, I don't know. I'm learning, so I want to ask those that come before me that may have more information on this, and I may just test it just to see if in fact those are ports that the control board can actually use to work with the hash boards. And that would be phenomenal, because if we're coming to the conclusion that that port right there is bad, one of these other ports could be used instead, and I can get back to having both these hash boards running with the control board and get back to mining again. This is all great information for me, because it's giving me an opportunity to really get into these machines and see about upgrading like I've been talking about too, and I think that would just be great to do that. And of course there's more videos on that, so I'm gonna have to, I can't wait to watch those videos and get a little bit more information about how far I can upgrade this particular box. And it seems to be just rolling fine now, so I'm gonna go ahead and power it off and show you this plug here that I'm looking at. If I unplug this ribbon here that we just tested and get that out of the way, if you look at this port here, you can see how the actual connector is tilted out of side, which possibly means that, see right there, I just kicked it back. It could mean that the plug itself may have not been plugged all the way into it. I don't know. Maybe it came over when I unplugged it. There's a good possibility of that too. But it would be really great to try one of these other ports and see if it's actually functioning correctly. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and plug one of these in here. I'm going to go to a different one just in case, because whether if it was that port kicked over or not, I'm just going to move forward here. See if I can do this with one hand. Get that plugged in, plug this in. I'd like to see if we can get both boards hashing. Right now would be absolutely wonderful. So we're gonna get this thing plugged in. Now I'm gonna stay close to the power button because I'm gonna monitor the control board, because if it immediately shuts down for any reason, boom, I got my finger right there on the power button just to cut it, because I noticed that if I allowed it to shut itself down and then try again to ramp up, if it goes into that reboot loop or that rapid shutdown, then I have to turn it off, let it sit for a really long time to discharge, and I don't want to do that. Because before I go to sleep, I want to at least have one board hashing while I'm sleeping so we can get some more gem burnt, raising the price. So let's put this on and see what we're looking like here. Okay, so we've got two boards hooked up. One of the boards we have on a different port. Now I'm gonna just keep my finger here on the power button just in case, so I can quickly turn this off. If in fact it does decide to shut down. If it does decide to run free and clear for a while, we're gonna go back up topside and see what the dashboard reads out. Okay, it looks like it's connecting to the pool. Let's see if we can get a normal indicator reading for some time. There we go, it immediately shut off. So I just shut it off. There's a good possibility that maybe the control board just doesn't want to handle two hash boards at the same time. So what I'm going to do, just in case, because I don't know if I can actually plug into one of these other ports or not, is I'm going to go ahead and leave the second board unplugged and see if I can't get it to come back on and run without being stuck in a loop. And then once we get to normal, then I'm going to plug back into this port right here that was kind of off to the side right here to make sure and see and test that. And then if that doesn't work out, then I probably need to get another control board, and I'll go ahead and leave one board hash while I go to sleep. Alright, I tried every port on this back row here for this left side ribbon, and I kept hitting a shutdown. I went ahead, I haven't tried any of these other two ports right here because it seems to be working on this one. I wanted to put a port, try a port as far away from the other plugin as possible, and now it seems to be running through the spot where it would normally shut down. So I'm going to go ahead and head up and check the dashboard and see how we're looking. Alright, we went ahead and restarted to a factory reset after we got the control board back to a active place without being stuck in the reboot loop or rapid shutoff. I remember I came across a post where somebody was saying they're having a problem with their KS3 where one of the hash boards wasn't actually hashing while using the PbFarmr firmware. So because my machine is having the issues it's having, once I got the control board reestablished, I went ahead, came back up with no hash boards attached to it and did a factory reset. After that was complete, went back down, powered it off, hooked up the hash boards ribbons to the control board, and went ahead and turned the unit back on. My indicator lights are looking a little bit funny. I'm seeing basically every indicator light on and the D4 blinking green like it should be blinking D2 green for a normal run with no other lights on, but for some reason all my lights are on. My D4 is blinking green, and I've already been running over 30 minutes with normal hash, both boards hashing at a factory reset, 1000 gigahash. Hopefully that keeps up, because if it does, then I'll go ahead and I'll drop the 1250 Ice River overclock onto it, button it up, and just leave it there. I mean, I might not even be able to put the 1250 on there, or at least run it for an extended period of time. I don't know, we'll see. I'll just keep an eye on it. But if so, that would be nice. And then just for some reason, my machine or my KS1, it doesn't like the PbFarmr for whatever reason, which is really a shame, because I love the readout, I love the chip temps, I love the ability to tune it in small increments and try and get as much out of the machine as possible. It's very unfortunate that this particular machine that I have is, you know, not liking it for whatever reason and having issues with it. So I just got to do what it do and listen to the machine, follow the machine's progress. Yeah. Anyway, get yourself some gem because it's going down. I got my little mask on because I was down there. I don't want to breathe stuff while I'm down there in the dwelling. But yeah, it's growing. We're growing more machines, more hash. Caspa's starting to pump a little bit, which is, and BTC's pumping. So those miners are raking in more to burn down the gem. And we're under, I think, 202,000 tokens. Need to go check. We're getting real close probably to breaking underneath 201,000 tokens. So we're just going to keep doing this. We just did 430 tokens last week, and we're just hopefully continuing in that direction.
Starting on that Bonnie. Jsizzl. 425 win. Shout out to